Hello, my name is Willem Verberg. I'm the clinical lead of MicroLife, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate you how to program the WatchBP Office. The WatchBP Office is a clinically validated blood pressure monitor that has several options, as you can see here. And next to the general validation according to AMI ISO standards, it has also been validated in several special patient groups, such as patients with end-stage renal disease. It has been validated for pregnant women who may have preeclampsia, children from the age of 3, and also validated for use in diabetes patients. The device comes with an M and an L cuff that covers a wide range that goes from 22 to 42 centimeters, or from 8.7 to 16.5 inches. Next to that, there are two separate cuffs. One is the small cuff that covers a range from 14 to 22 centimeters, and that is because it has been validated in children from the age of 3. And then there is also the large, extra large cuff that covers a very wide arm circumference range that goes from 32 to 52 centimeters, or from 12.6 to 20.5 inches. And also this cuff has been separately validated for patients with a wide arm circumference. The device has also the possibility to detect atrial fibrillation during blood pressure measurement, and this has been investigated in several clinical studies in a wide range of different types of patients, and the overall results were very good, and this AFib detector has been FDA cleared. The WatchBP software is free of charge. I will demonstrate you how to download this in a moment. And the device can be linked to the PC by means of either a USB cable or Bluetooth. And the downloading of the software is very easy. For this, you go to our website microlife.com, then click on Professional Products, and you go to Software, click on Software, and there you see WatchBP Analyzer. And this is the software that we are going to use. If you scroll down, you can see that it is available in several languages, but of course we focus on the English language, so you click on the UK icon and then the download will automatically begin. Thereafter you go to your download folder, click on the links there, and the installation will automatically start. When the installation has been finished, an icon will appear on your desktop. If you click on that, you will see the software interface as I show you here, and the device is already linked. I'm going to disconnect it so you can see now that it is disconnected. Then I connect my device with USB cable, and it starts to connect, and you can see that it will automatically detect the device here, the WatchBP Office device, and also gives the device ID. These are the patients that I have already programmed, but if you would like to add a new patient, you click on New, and you fill out the patient ID. That can be any combination until a certain number, any combination of number and characters you like. You fill out the name of the patient, gender, date of birth, physician's name, physician ID if you like. And if you would like to send the final report to the patient, you may also ask the patient's email address. I'm not going to do that here. I select a patient that I have already registered, and then I'm going to program the device. And this is needed because here we can program the blood pressure measurement schedule that we would like to use. If the first thing we are going to do is we select the number of blood pressure measurement we are going to take, and we can choose from 1 to 6 blood pressure measurements. We are going to use 3 because we are going to do 3 blood pressure measurements. Then I can choose the countdown time before the first measurement starts. I can choose between 15 seconds and 300 seconds, 5 minutes. But we are going to select 3 minutes, which is 180 seconds. So that is what we do. Then the interval between measurements, and this is according to the recommended guidelines, we set at 1 minute interval time between the blood pressure measurements. We are going to include the first measurement, so we are not going to select this box. Then you could choose to enable a safeguard, and this is something you can do when you would like to prevent the cuff from being inflated to a pressure above a certain level, such as for instance 200 and 180. This is something what you might want when you measure a child from, let's say, the age of 4. You want to prevent the cuff from being inflated to until for instance 200 millimeters of mercury. But most of the time you can leave this on disable, because then the device will automatically search for the correct inflation pressure that is needed to measure the blood pressure of this particular patient. Then the measurement options, you could choose hide the blood pressure reading or not to hide. If you measure the patient yourself and you want to see the blood pressure values, you can tick this off. But if the patient is alone in the room, and then I would recommend to switch it on hide blood pressure reading, because you do not want the patient to look at the LCD screen after each measurement, because that may influence the patient's behavior. Here you can see the option enable central blood pressure measurement, and this is a sort of upgrade, extra option this device has, but most devices do not have this, so you can ignore this. Now that we have programmed the recommended blood pressure measurement schedule, or the schedule we want, you can click on Program, and I receive the message Program device. Programming the device will automatically clear all measurement data on the device. So if I click here on OK, it means that all the data on the device, including those in memory, will be erased. But I click on OK, and then it says that it is programmed. Now I go to a particular patient and I start the measurement. And it asked me, would you like to start the measurement? Yes. And I also click on repeat when there is an erroneous measurement, so that the device tries another measurement. And I click on yes, and you can see now that the countdown has started, and it counts back from 180 to 0. I'm not going to wait for this, so I click on stop. I can stop the measurement anytime I like. I can do that both from the software and the device. Now I go to this particular patient because I have already performed the blood pressure measurement according to this schedule. And you can see here the date when I have done this, at the 22nd of September. So I click on that, and you can see here the measurements that I have obtained. There are 3 measurements. You can see here the date and the time. You can also see that there is approximately 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes between every measurement. And this is the average blood pressure calculated from these 3. If I exclude one measurement, you can see that the average changes. This could be the case when you, for instance, would like to have the average without the first measurement, but we are not going to do that in this case. Sys stands for systolic, dia for diastolic, then there is the mean arterial pressure and the pulse pressure. This is the difference between the systolic and diastolic blood pressure. This is the heart rate of the patient, and sometimes you might want to measure 2 times, for instance, in sitting position and 1 time in standing position, so you could then change that. Now that we have the measurements, now that we have decided to leave the measurements as it is, now we can go to report, and there you can set the office blood pressure threshold. For instance, in Europe, the threshold for hypertension is still 140/90, but in US it is 130/80. What is the advantage of setting this threshold? I will show you in a minute. Then there are several report options, which we are not going to use in this case. And then we have the option to generate a PDF report and an Excel report. I'm going to generate a PDF report, and it gives me the message, the report is ready. Do you want to open it? And I click on yes. And this is the PDF report, and you can immediately see what is the advantage of this threshold. I set the threshold at 130/80, and this blood pressure measurement, this diastolic value is 88, so it colors in red as a sort of warning that this is too high. Here you can see the average and the patient details. I also have the possibility to add a logo, which I did here, as an example, the AHA logo, and that is also a very simplistic thing to do. You go to select image file, and you choose the picture that includes the logo, and then it is on there. The reports are stored in this folder. See MicroLife WatchBP Analyzer Report. I can also choose to open the folder, and there you see all the patient reports here. And the way it is saved is by starting with the ID of the patient, so you can easily trace that back. But you can, of course, always find it back also with the name of the patient. You can change this in alphabetical order, for instance, or according to age. And then you can also generate an Excel report, and just click on it, and then it shows this report is ready. Do you want to open it? And I say yes, and there you see a simple but very useful Excel report that contains all the raw data and also show the average of the measurements. Then, if you would like to have more explanation of the software, just go to About, click on User Manual, and there you have the user manual from the software. If you would like to have the instruction manual of the device, of course it is delivered with the device, but you can also download it from the website. This is very easy to do. Just go to Professional Products, select the device that you are using, which is the WatchBP Office 2G, and you scroll down and you see the instruction manual here. If you click on that, it will automatically download the instruction manual, and when you open it, you can find all the useful information, such as, for instance, how to connect the device with Bluetooth to the PC, but also how it also contains recommendations of how to clean the cuff and the device. So I always would recommend to read this. So I think that this covered everything. If you have any further questions, then I recommend you to contact us at info@microlifeusa.com. I hope you found this fair. Oh, by the way, there is also the possibility to program the device according to the desired measurement schedule without software, but I'm going to show that in a separate video. I hope you found this useful, and goodbye.